Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Okay. Back.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Jackson now. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. Oh, good move. So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
Wentz now on first down. The kidder here, it's complete. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
To throw is Wentz. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Bravo!
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Weather like this, always treacherous for kickers. A good sign early, though, is he's able to put that one through.
And you remember him right before the kick, stomping around his area to make sure that things were going to hold for his plant foot, and it did.
On the ready.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Choose the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. In the face.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Check nine, check nine. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. No. Off. Right strong. My ball.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing again. He finds McKinnon. Complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
120. Stay with your man.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's go, D. 57. You got stepped up. 59.
Working from the gun, Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, 58, right there. 58, the Mike. 58, the Mike. Watch the run. Two jet.
Now Wentz. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. This is the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
I'm coming after you. Hey, wahoo! Let's go.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Trevor Williams was shot out of a cannon there on the corner blitz. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do...
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 85 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. And it's no good. He misses the PAT. So file that one away. Could eventually loom large here as the night progresses. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, they're scared. We're from 7.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Coming to you. Sunday. Watch the whip. Hey, alert 3.
Second and 5 now. Wentz, he's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 48-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
5. We're 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Blue down. Hey, check this out.
Wentz now to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A big play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after, up and good. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's it, baby. We got work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get them one closer. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. 2nd down, McKinnon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Here we go. Set. Get the flag. Here we go. Get off the field. Kill. 66. Pull it. High. High 7. 58, boys. 58. 58. Mike. You don't want none. Give me it. Pick up the ball.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a 1st down.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that 1st down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
Bring it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Left box. Slam.
On 1st down now, a run with McKinnon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yep.
Backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Do it. Here we go. Hey, come on.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Switch. Get it on. Hey. Check 43.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
That's another Baltimore 1st down.
On 1st down, McKinnon. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
53's a mark. 53. Check 53. Let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half, as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's find 7. Here we go.
Wentz going to throw. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Exit. Right there. 54 Mike. Let's go one more. 54 Mike. 54. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go to Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather, of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that, that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Mike. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft. Y'all play. They kill it. They force don't kill it.
Looking to throw on second down. Wentz. There goes a deep ball. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave one more off this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, as the first half is winding down, and the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Let's go. Let's go.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Bears.
Wentz now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now Wentz. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got it at the 15. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after, right down the middle, and that will get them one closer. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission.
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Wentz. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Wentz to throw. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progression. And when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads, and able to come back and find him in open space. That's a really nice play.
Go.
On first down, Wentz nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked by the outside backer, Telvin Smith. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Let me know right now. You better bring. Jumper. 6.7.
To throw, it's Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Man 5-7. Hey, let's go.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yeah. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Hey, watch it, watch it. It's free. It's free. 58, boy, 58. 58, Mike. Ready? 36, 36. Out.
From the gun on third down, Jackson escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Let's go now. Touchdown. 22, Jet, cover. 22, Jet, cover. You don't want it. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Check. Delta. Go. Who's that? Is that yours?
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field, D. Check.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He may try and run for this. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big time play.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Able to locate his running back open downfield. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. Hey, come on. You ain't going nowhere. Watch time. Tight end right. Out. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Alert flare.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Check 50. 52's the mic. Check, 52's the mic. Not here. 52's the mic, right here, over there, right? 52's the mic. Watch the screen, watch the screen. No. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. That one caught out wide by Boykin. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Miles Boykin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Okay. Great. Just like that. Patch it.
Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jake Ryan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Hey, Alpha!
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 30 yards.
At the 49-yard line.
Check 53's mic. Strip that ball. Strip that ball. Check. Okay.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. They'll run on 1st down. McKinnon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Check, 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 check.
Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
It's our time. It's our time. Check. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno.
They go draw play to McKinnon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I'm trying to...
It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. This time Jackson will throw it. He finds McKinnon, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Deuce, 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 deuce. Nice ball. Bravo.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Shift! Watch the shift! Hopper! Hopper! 6-6! Go! You got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get that.
Now this time he'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Mike 52, Mike 52. All right, here we go. Let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there.
Mike 52.
Watch the run, watch the run. Go. Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, D, back up, gotta go.
From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So decision time now because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
Mike 52, Mike 52.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 50. Oh, try. Right here. On the ball.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And that is incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away. Boy, you talk about not playing it safe. Why were they going for it there, Charles?
It's got to be a full evaluation of their team. Do they trust their defense in this situation? Maybe they think they've given all they can in this game and they don't have anything left. Do they not trust that the other team's quarterback is just so hot that no matter where they get the ball, they go downfield? Remember when Bill Belichick went for it in that game, right, against Indianapolis on the road, and everybody said, why'd you go for it there? I think he just thought to himself, on the other side, if they get the ball, they're going downfield anyway. He was trying to end the game right there with his own offense.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now a run with Mack, and he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
46 down, man. 5-4. Hey, Foxtrot.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, Will.
Watch out.
It's 357.
Mike is 59.
To throw is Wentz. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Hey, Delta.
59. Watch the run. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
Kill. Hey, team 6.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Looking right sideline. That's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Mike 59. Here we go.
First 5-7. Hey! High step.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Bravo.
Check 59. Okay, dog. Check 59, Mike is
82, 14.
Let's see what you got.
Smooth.
Mike part 9.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Wentz to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Wentz going to go on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 25 yards that time.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, the win gets them to 5-9 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.